All right, science adventures, welcome. Today, we are diving deep into the lab. But listen, forget all those boring rule books you've seen. This is your ultimate guide to actually mastering the place where all the incredible discoveries happen. So let's get right into it. I mean, seriously, who isn't? The lab is this amazing place, a world of potential, where you get to mix things, measure stuff, and actually create. It's discovery you can hold in your hands. But before you can unlock all that cool stuff, and that's really what this is all about. See, mastering the lab isn't about being afraid of everything. It's the total opposite. It's about being so confident and so skilled that you can just focus on the science itself. Think of the rules as your first step to getting that power. Okay, every hero and every adventurer needs the right gear, right? Well, in the lab, your gear is what we call personal protective equipment, or PPE. This is your lab armor. It's what's going to keep you safe while you're handling all the powerful elements of science. So take a look. Who do you want to be? The lab pro, totally ready for action with goggles on, lab coat buttoned up, hair tied back, and real shoes? Or the lab novice, who's pretty much just a walking safety hazard? Yeah, the choice is kind of obvious. And let's be clear, these aren't suggestions. They are the non-negotiable uniform of a real scientist. All right, so you're geared up and you look the part. Now let's talk about the universal rules of the lab. You can think of this as the code of conduct, the rules of the game that everyone, and I mean everyone, has to follow to make sure it's safe and fun for all the players. You know, when you look at this list, a lot of it is just straight up common sense. No eating? Yeah, of course. You really don't want to accidentally garnish your sandwich with some leftover chemicals. Keeping your area clean means you won't knock stuff over. And no running, it's a room filled with glass and chemicals, people, not a gymnasium. The big takeaway is that every single one of these rules is there to protect you and everyone else around you. And this really is the ultimate rule. You can memorize every single instruction in the book, but nothing, absolutely nothing, beats just paying attention and thinking about what you're doing. Your common sense is probably the most powerful piece of safety equipment you have. Okay, now we're getting to the really fun part. The chemicals and the heat. These are the powerful elements you're going to be working with. But with great power comes the need for some serious skill. So let's break down how you handle them like a total pro. Just think of this as your cheat sheet for handling chemicals. Reading labels twice, that stops you from making a simple but potentially disastrous mistake. And that part about wafting, super important. You never, ever stick your nose right over a chemical and take a big sniff. No, you hold it away from your face and you gently wave, or waft, the vapors towards you. And as for chemicals in an unlabeled bottle, don't even think about it. That's a mystery box you do not want to open. Pay close attention here, because this is one of the most critical things you will ever learn in a lab. When you mix acid and water, it creates a ton of heat. If you do it the wrong way, it can boil and splash acid right back at you. So the rule is simple. Always add acid. Start with your water, then slowly add the acid to it. Just remember it like this. A&W, acid to water. I'm going to say that one more time because it is that important. This is not a suggestion, folks. This is a law of the lab. Adding water to acid can cause a crazy violent reaction. So remember, always do what you oughta, add the acid to the water. Look, even the pros have backup plans. Knowing what to do in an emergency isn't about expecting to fail. It's about being prepared for absolutely anything. This is what separates the masters from the novices. 15. Burn that number into your brain. If you get any kind of chemical splash on your skin, or especially in your eyes, you go straight to the safety shower or the eye wash station, and you stay there, rinsing, for at least 15 minutes. It's going to feel like forever, but it is absolutely crucial to prevent serious, permanent damage. Every lab's got one. Your first job is to walk in and know exactly where it is. Your second job is to know how to use it. Now, it's not for a small paper fire. It's for the serious stuff, electrical, chemical, or gas fires. And believe it or not, using it is as simple as remembering a 4-letter word. And here it is. Pass. Pull, aim, squeeze, sweep. First, you pull the pin. Then you aim the nozzle at the base of the flames, where the fuel is, not at the top. Then you squeeze the handle to release the good stuff, and finally, you sweep from side to side until the fire is completely out. It's an acronym designed to be easy to remember when things get stressful. All right, you've mastered the rules, you've got the emergency plans down. Now it's time to unlock your inventory. Let's do a quick, rapid-fire round of the essential tools you're going to be using to make your discoveries. So these are going to be your go-to containers. The beaker is basically a glass cup with a spout, awesome for just holding and pouring liquids. The Erlenmeyer flask with that sloped, narrow neck is perfect for swirling things around without splashing. Super important, the lines on the side of both of these, they're just estimates. They're not for precise measurements. Now, when you need to be way more precise than just an estimate, you grab one of these bad boys. The graduated cylinder is your tool for getting accurate liquid measurements, but there's a special trick to reading it correctly. And here is that pro tip. It's all about one word: meniscus. That's the little curve you see at the top of the liquid in the cylinder. Because water molecules kind of like to cling to the glass, they form this little U shape. For a perfectly accurate reading, you have to get eye level with it and always, always read from the very bottom of that curve. Okay, for when you need extreme precision, you'll turn to these. A pipette is like a super accurate eyedropper for moving a very specific small amount of liquid. And a burette is that long glass tube with a little valve on the bottom that lets you add a solution literally one drop at a time. These are your tools for when close enough isn't good enough. And finally, let's bring the heat. You've basically got two main options here. The Bunsen burner gives you that direct open flame for when you need really high temperatures. The hot plate is more like an electric stovetop, no open flame, which makes it a much safer choice if you're working with anything flammable. Knowing which tool to use for the job is all part of mastering the lab. So as we start to wrap this all up, I want you to kind of rethink what a lab even is. It's not just some classroom that happens to have weird sinks and gas taps. It is a space where questions get real answers, where new things are literally created, and where you get to see science unfold right in front of your own eyes. And every single rule we've talked about today, from wearing your goggles to knowing how to mix acid and water, none of them are meant to hold you back. Each one is a key. It's a key that gives you the confidence, the safety, and the skill to unlock all the incredible potential that's just waiting for you in that room. You've got the armor, you know the code. You've seen the toolkit, you literally have everything you need to become a master of the lab. So I guess there's only one question left, right? Now that you have the keys, what will you discover?